do? If we didn't have the information we needed, what did we do? Oh, the law of sines or cosines to find the missing pieces, right? All right, so here's our dilemma. We are going to, here's our practice quiz, all right? Actually, I got 2 of them. But I'm not going to see you again to give you a quiz until Monday. So, we'll do what we've done before. Actually, you know what? No. Hang on to this paper. I'm going to do this with you in your e-learning video on Friday. We'll do the practice quiz on Friday, and then you'll do the quiz on Monday. So hang on to this. Put that away. Hang on to it. That's how we'll do it. All right, get everybody get a practice quiz? All right, put that away. We're not going to do it right now. You'll do it Friday in your video that you'll watch. And then on Monday, we will have a quiz over law of cosines. And there's 2 of them here, 2 practice quizzes. So we'll practice both of those. That'll be perfect. All right, get out your practice test then that I gave you yesterday. And we will just jump right in. Look at that. So Macy, I need you to focus and pay attention, sweetheart. All right, so here we go. Number 1, this is not your favorite thing to do, but we are going to simplify. All right? Now you will have your colored reference sheet, the half sheet that I gave you. You'll have that to help you, or you'll have one just like it to help you. Here we go. Let's look at the problem. Practice test 1. Sine cubed plus sine cosine squared. All right. You have to do something. So, Cal, after you get in uniform, why don't you tell me what you might want to try? Cal, that is not a uniform shirt.
You make no change.
Huh?
You go down and sit.
No, I'm just gonna write it out, add it to the list.
What is that, 3?
I don't know how many that is. All right, you need to wear uniform, all right?
Yeah.
And I need you in class, so we're not messing around with that. All right, who has an idea? He doesn't. Who has an idea? Macy?
You like factor outside.
Factor out a sign. There's really, remember our tricks? We like to change everything into fractions and stuff, but these are already sines and cosines, and remember, they don't change. So we need to find something else to do, and Macy says, look, I can take out a sign. And what will I have left if I do that? Oh my gosh, sine squared plus cosine squared, which is 1. So now I just have sine times 1, which is just plain sine. Every one of these problems is going to be different. They're going to be done differently. So you just have to keep your eyes open. What are my possibilities? Good job. All right, what about B? We've done some like this. Never, I think, this exact problem. But think about when we practiced this. What did we do? We wrote it longhand. So we wrote it out with a division sign, like this. Because what is going to be our next step? Write them as their fractions. So what is cotangent? Cosine over sine. what is cosecant? 1 over sine. Now I have a division problem involving fractions. So what do? G, change, flip. That's a times now. And when it's a times, I'm allowed to cancel top and bottom. So the answer is just, remember, what does your test look like? So you're gonna have 2 of these simplified things on your test, 2 of them. All right, done with that. Now we're going on to number 2, which says solve the following. Now you guys, don't forget what this stuff over here stands for. What does little a mean? The length of the side that is across from angle A. So what do I know? I know this is 62, and this is 50, and this is 16. So the first thing I'll probably do is find capital A, because that's so easy. Because what do I know about the angles of a triangle? They add up to 180. So I'm going to do that. And what do I get? Well, I get 112 when I add them up, but I have to subtract that from 180. So 68. Is that right? So in the blank that says capital A, you're going to put 68 degrees. Okay? Easy. All right, now I have to find these other things. So what do you think? See this right here? That should be like a giant red beacon. What does that mean when I have that right there? That means I'm going to use the law of, so sine 50 over 16 equals sine what? Charlie, what? I did sine 50 over 16, so now I'm going to do sine 62 over what?
0. C.
Charlie, look. Sine 50, look. Sine 50 over 16.
Yeah, 62.
Sine 62 over C. Okay? Then I will cross multiply. And divide by sine 50. Now, am I going to type that straight in, or am I going to do that second sign thing? Straight in. I only do inverse sine if I am trying to find an angle, and I am not. I am trying to find a side. So let's type that in. 16 sine 62 divided by sine 50. I got 45.08. Round to the nearest hundred. Oh, no. I'm in the wrong mode. Last period I was doing radians, so let me try it again. How about 18.44? Does that sound better? Gotta make sure I'm in degree mode because these are in degrees, right? Okay. And you, unless you're loaning your calculator to someone, you should just be in degrees because we're not going back and forth in this chapter. It's all going to be degrees. All right, now what? I have now side C, so now what do I do? same thing again. So start with sine 50 over 16. That's your pair. That's what you start with. This time though, we're gonna set it equal to sine 68 over A. Okay, Luke, are you writing any of this down?
Finish it off.
You already done with it? What'd you get for side A?
Side A, I got 19.36.
19.36. Is Mr. Smarty Pants right? 19.36, is that what you got? When you did your cross multiply and divide. Beautiful, thank you, Luke, for being on top of that. All right, let's move on, question B. Same directions. We are solving the triangle. Now, this one's gonna be a tiny bit different though, because what do we not have? We don't have a pair, do we? Now, I heard somebody say, you add up all the sides. No, 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 no. We would add up all the sides if the directions were find the area, but they're not. Okay, listen you guys, the triangles are gonna look the same. But these directions are find the missing, in this case, find the angles. To find the sides and angles, you gotta use the law of sines or the law of cosines. This is not an area problem. When it's an area problem, it will say, find the area. This is law of sines, law of cosines. So, which is it? Looking at this, which is it? It's gotta be cosines, because we don't have this. All right? Now, the law of cosines uses one angle, so pick one. Which one do you wanna find, D, E, or F? F. We'll find F. Okay? Now, if we're finding F with the law of cosines, out here, it's going to say cosine F. And over here, it's going to say 10 squared. That's the way the law of cosines works. And then everything in this big empty space is going to be a combination of these two things. So how does that work? 12 squared plus 16 squared minus 2 times 12 times 16. This is a trickier one to type in, so be careful. With some law cosines problems, we can type the whole thing just straight in. Because you got a variable hanging out here on the end, you can't do that. So remember how we did this in pieces? So we have 100 equal to 144 plus 256. 2 times 12 times 16 is 384. Okay, how do you feel about that so far? I did nothing tricky. Now, can I add these two together? Not that one. These two can be added. So 100, 400 minus 384 cosine F. Do not try to combine these. They don't combine. So what do we have to do? Subtract by 400? Yep, we're going to subtract 400. And then we will divide. So we're going to have cosine F equal to 300 over 384. Now notice it's a negative divided by a negative. And now I got that. What do I do when I have something that looks like that? Inverse cosine 300 100 divided by 384? Did you get 38.62? Now, if you just had so much fun doing that, you could do it again for maybe angle D. Do the exact same thing for angle D. Or, if you prefer, do you notice what you have now? Now you can do your law of sines. So you will do whatever flips your switch. It makes no difference. What are you doing, Maeve? Law of sines or cosines?
Sine.
All right, you keep going with the law of sines. She set up sine 38.62 divided by 10 equals what? Which angle did you go for?
E.
Sine E over 16? All right, how does that look to everybody? All right, so she's gonna do that. And you, whoever else wants to do that, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and do my law of cosines again. Doesn't make any difference what you do, but we're finding what side E, so 16. So let's see what we all come up with. Oh boy, Maeve, I wish you would have found angle B. Cause did you get something like 87 or something
Yeah.
like that? Okay, that's actually not right. It's actually 92.87. And it has to do with that ambiguous case thing. So I guess what I'm gonna tell you is, you should always find the smaller angles first if you're using the law of sines. Okay, I mean, this is one of those tricky things that just happens. Yeah, I don't even know how to begin explaining it to you. It just happens. When you do second sine, there are two possible answers. And you gotta pick the right one. And it's just confusing as heck. I understand it. It's confusing. So let me just advise you that you jumped in and did angle F first, and that was fine. When you're doing law of cosines, you do whatever angle you want. But then after that, go small. Now, how do I know that angle D would have been smaller than angle E? What's my clue?
12.
Side D goes with 12, but side E goes with 16. So D is going to be smaller than E. So if you're going to use the law of sines, and you have a choice, and she had a choice, she could have picked D or E, pick small. I don't know what else to say. This is an obtuse triangle. The law of sines won't tell you that. So, angle E is supposed to be 92. So, did you redo it with angle E or angle B, I mean.
Yeah.
Alright, let me see if you got. Did you get 48.51? There are the answers. Those are the right answers. Nobody likes the law of cosines as well as the law of sines, but it never lets you down. The law of sines can be tricky sometimes. Alright, so this may never happen again in all of our examples, okay? It may never happen again. But if it does, if you have a choice about which angle to find, small. Go small. Okay? Sorry about that, it happened. Alright, we good? Tricky. Alright, number 3. How many triangles are possible? Okay. What are our possible answers? 0, 1, or 2. Now, this happened in your homework, and it happened on the quiz you took. You gotta show work. You have a 33% chance of just guessing the right answer. If you don't show me you know what you're doing, you're not getting credit for it. Alright, so let's talk about what that work looks like. Triangle number 1. Alright, here we go. Do you see this? Sine 61 over 14 equals sine C over 12. Now I know what some of you are thinking, well, how come you're not using B? I can't use B because I don't know what side B is. I have to go with C. You see that? I have no choice. Alright, so when I solve this, I'm going to cross multiply. And what am I going to divide by after I cross multiply? I'm going to divide by 14. Not 14 sine, that will make no sense. You will get error. You divide by 14. This is your variable. Now how am I going to type that in on my calculator? Second sine, inverse sine. So second sine, 12 sine 61 divided by 14. Did you get 48.62 or 48.56?
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna draw another one. It's a 61 and a 12 and a 14. There's my original problem. And then I'm gonna check to see, could I have a different angle B? Because of the same mess that happened in this problem, could I have a different angle B? Well, I don't know, but if I do, it's 180 minus 48.56, right? So that will be what? 131.44. So then I just stand back and say, can that be? Can I have a 61 and a 131? No. So that's gone. And how many triangles are possible? 1. So this is forward. When you grade my paper, what are you looking for? I need to see that angle, and I need to see that angle. Then I know you know what you're doing, and there's only one triangle possible. B. Same exact scenario. So Grayson, can you set up my law of sines for problem B?
52 sine over 6.
So sine
Or sine
52
over 6.
over 6, yep, equals,
UC
gotta use C. So it'll be sine C over
10.
yep. right, so let's go ahead while I'm erasing, go ahead and start cross multiplying. Are we gonna have to inverse sign this one again?
Yes.
Of course we are, we're finding an angle. This looks a little suspicious to me. Did you get an error from that?
Yes.
So what does that mean? If you typed it in right and you got an error, that means there are no triangles possible. All right, Charlie, did you type this in? Nope. Type second sine, 10 sine 52, close parentheses, divided by 6. There, that means there are none, no triangles possible for problem number, for letter B. All right, one more. All right, Owen, what's my law of signs look like for problem C?
Sine 68 over 19
Beautiful,
is equal to sine C over 20.
beautiful. All right, let's cross multiply, divide, and inverse sign that fraction. $77.42. Anybody else get that? All right, I'm gonna check for a second one. If there is a second one, this angle right here will be 180 minus 77.42, which is 102.58. Can I have a triangle with a 68 and a 102? Absolutely. It'll be weird shape, because the other angle's gonna be really tiny, but you can do it. So how many triangles are possible? 2. On your paper, I will see that number, and I will see that number, and you will say that means there are 2. Perfect. Number 4. Find area. Now this will be exactly the way your test is. There'll be 3 of these area problems. 2 of them are going to be super simple, and the other one's gonna be a little harder. So look at the 3 on this page, the area problems. Does anybody see an easy one? Which one? B is like the easiest of the easy, because B, I have everything I need for problem B, and the area will be what? This is problem B. Area will be, help. Okay, this is the easy one. We are in trouble. Area is 1/2, 11, 18, sine 61. At the beginning of the period, you guys told me that formula. 1/2, side, side, sine of included angle. So all I have to do, I don't have to do any of this stuff. I just type it in. And that will be the answer. 1/2 side, side, sine of included angle. All right, what'd you come up with? I didn't do it. What'd you come up with?
86.59.
86.59. How does that sound, everybody? All right, there's one more really easy one. Not as easy as that. There's one more pretty easy one. Which one is the pretty easy one? Actually, C. Because what can I use to find the area of problem C? I can use hero. All right? And hero's formula is the one with the big radical and 4 numbers underneath it. And when do I use hero's formula? When I have all of these sides. Look at problem C. We have all of the sides. So what do we do first? Add up all the sides. So it looks like we get 28. Now, caution, caution. That's the perimeter. The perimeter does not go into your formula. What goes into your formula? Half the semi-perimeter, so 14. Then, do not put 8, 9, and 11 in here. That's not what goes here. What goes here is 14 minus 8, 14 minus 9, and 14 minus 11. That's what goes into the formula. So that's going to be 6, 5, and 3. Then we multiply it all together. 35.50. Now, what made these problems so easy is I had exactly what I needed. In the first one, I had 2 sides and the angle in between. Beautiful. In this one, I had all 3 sides. Perfect. Problem A does not have what I need. So I need to find what I need. So what do I wish I had in order to find the area of this triangle? I need another side. Do you care which one? P, Q, or R? Well, I have R, so P or Q? Find Q? I already have side R.
But you can find angle bar.
Yes, I can, and I'll do that in a minute, but that's not gonna help me find the area. To find the area, don't I need like a side? So my area, don't get ahead of yourselves, my area is gonna be 1/2 6 times Q times sine 81. Won't that be my area? So now I gotta find Q. So somebody said, hey, you can find angle R. Yep, you sure can. What will it be? 52. And then, can I find side Q? Using the law of sines. So sine 52 over 6 equals sine 47 over Q. So Charlie, I'm going to cross multiply. You watching? So it's going to be Q sine 52 equals 6 sine 47. That's how it works every single time. What do I need to divide by? If I want to know what Q is, I'm going to need to divide by sine 52. No inverse here, just type it straight in. 6 sine 47, close parentheses, divided by sine 52, 5.57. And then we're all excited because we got an answer, but it's not the answer. The answer is going to be the area, right? So we're going to put that 5.57 right there. answer is 16.50. Okie dokie smokies. All right, one more page. Note the directions. Draw a picture. Write an equation. And solve it. All right, let's see if you remember this from yesterday. Problem number 1. What does it mean to be an octagon? 8 sides. So I need to draw a picture, draw whatever kind of picture you want, but I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to make 8 evenly spaced hash marks around my circle and connect them. There we go. There's my octagon, and my radius is 12. Good luck. Just draw a circle, put 8 hash marks on it, connect them. Okay? Now, who remembers from yesterday? I've got my picture drawn. What do I need to do now? Draw a triangle. And you can draw as many of them as you want. You can draw them all in if that helps you. That's completely up to you. You only need one. I'll use this one. They're all exactly the same. So if I can find the area of 1, I'll just times it by 8 and I'll be done. But what do I need? I'm missing something. I need that guy right there. How big is he? 360 divided by 8, which is 45. Guys, the whole circle is 360. It's divided up into 8 pieces. 360 divided by 8. So then what is the area of the triangle? 1/2, 12, 12, sine 45. So I'm going to type that in on my calculator. 1/2, 12, 12, sine 45. Don't write it down though, because that's the area of the triangle. We want the whole octagon, so we'll times it by 8. 407.29, put a unit on it, square inches. See how easy that is? All right, number 2. Find the length of the shorter diagonal of a rhombus whose sides measure 16 and whose smaller angle is 34. Okay. So remember, a rhombus is like a tilted square. So there's my rhombus. The sides are 16. The smaller angle is 34. And I want to find the shorter diagonal. So kids, you got to figure that out. Here's one diagonal. Here's another diagonal. Which one's shorter, 1 or 2? 2. So 2 is the one I'm finding. I am not finding area. I am finding the length of that side of the triangle. How how do I find sides of triangles? Law of sines or law of cosines? Okay, which am I gonna do? Gotta be cosines. So out here, I've got cosine 34. X squared equals, here we go, 16 squared plus 16 squared minus 2, 16, 16, right? Let's type it all in and take the square root. Did you get 9.36? Centimeters? Does that look okay? Perfect. Number 3. Now we're gonna find the area of that rhombus. I'm gonna redraw my rhombus. 16, 16, 34. There's my rhombus. What do I need to do to find its area? I need to split it up into triangles. Mackenzie and Maeve. So, could I use the same diagonal I used before? Could I split it with that guy right there? Yeah, and that would make my area very easy to find, because look at this triangle. Isn't the area gonna be 1/2 16, 16 sine 34? Remember, 2 sides and the angle in between. 1/2 side, side, sine. So, did you get 143.15 as your final answer? Not this. This is the triangle, but then I need to double it. So when I did that, I got this. What do you think? Is that what you got? Alright, I know you're bored out of your minds, guys, but hey, we gotta get through this because we have a test coming up next week, and it's the end of the quarter, so we wanna get a good one. Get a grade out.
Wait, when's the end of the quarter?
I think it's a week, for 2 weeks from today, I believe. Alright, number 4. I think that's right, I'm not sure. Find the area of a regular hexagon. I think we did a hexagon yesterday. What is a hexagon? How many sides? 6 sides. And my radius is 14 inches. So what do I do? Divide it up into as many triangles as you want. You definitely need 1, but you can go ahead and make all 6, if that makes more sense to you. But you're going to focus on finding the area of this one. What do we need? Gia, what do we need? What are we missing? The angle. And how are we going to find the angle? Yep. And 360 divided by 6 is 60. So that central angle there is 60. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 side times side times sine. And then once you get that number, what are you gonna have to remember to do? Multiply it by 6. I got 509.22 for my final answer. 509.22 inches squared. All right, does that work okay? All right, practice test 1 done. What I want you to do right now is, on practice test 1, this last page we just did, you have a little room over here in the margin. I'm gonna give you a problem to do individually. Please do not help each other. I want to make sure that everybody knows how to use the law of cosines. All right, so I want you in the side margin there, using your calculator, I want you to find side B. I want you to find side B. While I turn back. So Talia. Gia. Side B. I just want to make sure everybody gets set up to law of cosines. So if somebody's got it, go ahead and put it up there on the board for me while I'm handing out all these papers. You got it, Sammy? Go there on the board. Please.
Then I said, I got it. Just hang on a sec. My brother. I have a pile of so many college.
All right, so she's putting it up there on the board. Let's check your answer with hers.
You didn't do anything wrong. This is what I was checking. That's what I needed to check.
And you have an explanation point. All right, I didn't have a chance to check because I was handing out papers. Sammy got 15.54. Sophia's nodding her head, so we know how to set up the Waco sign. All right, next time I see you, we'll be on video. You will have your practice packet. You already have your practice quiz. On video, we will go through the practice quizzes and do practice test 2. All right? On Monday, we'll take the quiz, do practice test 3, and then our test will be whenever our class is after that.
As we come to the end of the day, Mother Mary, Holy Cross, the hero today, and may the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
We are praying.
Hail the